Your crop is far much better than mine. I mean, we are neighbors. My farm is right next to yours.
My dear, this is an open secret. I switched to Sidco ever since. My harvest has been good.
Sidco?
Sidco has got the seed for every farmland.
Sure.
See, my friend, I'm telling you, just cut them and find.
For more details on our climate smart product, Seedco, it starts with the right seed.
One Zambia, one nation. A warm welcome to the main news coming to you live from our Lusaka. Government say procurement industry needs to redeem itself from the tug of corruption. The Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts has launched a youth empowerment scheme targeting 2,000 youths countrywide. And the University Teaching Hospital has introduced identity cards for bedsiders at hospital. Coming up in sports news, Zambia strong woman Nico Moyo has called for government support in making weightlifting a popular sport in the country. All the details of the stories are coming up. Keep watching.
When we say Twende, we mean let's do it and things done. When we say Tunde, we mean let's take control of our destiny. Whether you're taking out a vehicle loan with flexible payment terms or a home loan with a payment schedule personalized to your needs, or even just opening a bank account. Twende. Contact us on 5951 today to apply. That's African Natty. That's ABSA.
And thank you so much from the tag corruption. Acting Secretary of the Cabinet Patrick Kangwa says the new behalf by Cabinet of fundraising Gardina to come up with modalities towards various challenges in the procurement industry.
And this is our principles, especially individually, as you are doing your day-to-day time, quantity of the item that you're obtaining, and tick the boxes. Look at the cost especially. We can't overemphasize this. I think that obviously it's a very vulnerable profession you find yourselves in.
We are very much available to ensure that we provide the actual needed resource timely and to ensure that we are responsive to what the government requires. In so doing, we have ensured that we've had the supply chain open.
The government has launched National Youth Empowerment Scheme. Its aim is to assist young people to be self-reliant. A sum of about 400,000 kwacha has been set aside to empower youths in the Copper province. Minister of Youth, Sport and Arts Elvis Nkandu officiated at the launch in Ndola.
This scheme is a government initiative that is aimed at providing grants to the most vulnerable youth for small-scale income-generating projects. This national youth scheme we are launching today targets to benefit 3 million young people on the Copper Belt and over 2,000 people across the nation.
Copper Belt Province Minister Elisha Mambo has this message for the young people.
I therefore urge all the recipients of this empowerment to identify market gaps in their communities and come up with viable businesses.
Transport and Logistics Minister Frank Tayali urged young people to continue supporting the new Dawn government.
And I've been challenging youth here in Ndola Central. When you hear such an amount of money coming to your constituency, what do? You have to ask yourselves, how are you going to get a share of that money that is coming in the form of constituent benefit fund? Don't sit back and continue mourning and groaning. No, if we're going to afford that, you're going to try in Chito. Nobody is in Chito. How much are you in
Clara Kawimbe reporting for ZNBC.
The Higher Education Loans and Scholarships Board has awarded students loans to 2,481 eligible first-year students at the University of Zambia for the 2021-2020 academic year. This is out of the 10,680 applications received by the board. Board Senior Corporate Communications Officer Chiselwa Kawada says only 5 and 6 students have been awarded loans at UNZA.
As you may be aware, we award student loans to students in public universities. So the last university to award student loans to for this academic year, which is 2021-2022, is the University of Zambia. We received 10,682 applications, which was extremely overwhelming for us, because as you may be aware, due to budgetary constraints, we are unable to award all eligible students, because from that 10,000 plus, only 197 were not eligible. We've also awarded 39 students living with disability. We have also falling in that 2,000 plus.
Assured the contractors in Eastern Province that they will be awarded contract in SORAs to create jobs for the local people. Eastern Province Mr. Peter Peary said this in a speech on his behalf by Eastern Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Beauty Peary in Chipata at a meeting organized by Eastern Province Medium and Small Contractors Associations. Get the details and this report.
The Medium and Small Scale Contractors Association held a meeting in Chipata to raise awareness among its members on government procedures and acquisition of insurance policies, among others. Eastern Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Beauty Peary represented Provincial Minister Peter Peary. Mr. Peary said government intends to promote local contractors' participation as a way of creating jobs and wealth.
Local, medium, small-scale contractors will be given an opportunity to participate in the execution of government projects. The UPND government intends to promote the work of contractors to local contractors as a way of creating employment. His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema says, I would like to recognize that our peoples, the people that are working in various districts and provinces, need to be empowered for us to grow as a country. Most of the time, as local contractors, sometimes given work to do and pay your money, including retention. The next we are seeing you in Dubai and works are stopped. You are not only doing a disservice to the country, but for generations to come.
Medium and Small Scale Contractors Association chairperson lamented that most contracts are awarded to companies outside the province.
Most contracts are awarded to contractors that are outside the province. But we are so happy that your government is so passionate about this. And the president has said now and again, with real passion, that he wants to see the facility from next year going forward. He wants contractors, those are in a particular region or province, to be now the ones who should be given contracts.
Meanwhile, Minu General Insurance Company explained their presence at the meeting in an interview.
As Minu Insurance, we are here to protect the small-scale contractors as they take on these big tenders, projects which they do with the government.
The Medium and Small Scale Association in the province is optimistic that government will consider their plight. Dingswayo Billy for ZNBC in Chipata.
Zambia recorded 180 new COVID-19 cases out of 1,508 cases that were conducted in the last 24 hours. According to the Ministry of Health update, this cumulative boost to 211 and 77,000 confirmed cases in Zambia. New COVID-19 associated deaths also been recorded in the last 24 hours. Currently, there are 737 active cases with 16 admitted to COVID-19 health facilities, while 721 are being managed in the community. In the last 24 hours, the country had 5 new admissions. Yesterday, Zambia recorded 8 more cases of Omicron, the new COVID-19 variant. Health Minister Sylvia Sebo said international travel remains the common risk factor. Ms. Masebo has called on Zambians to continue to adhere to the COVID-19 regulations. Meanwhile, a traditional leader in northwestern province has urged Zambians to consider receiving the COVID-19 vaccination. Chief Matebo says now is the right time for people to get vaccinated as the country continues to record cases of the new Omicron variant. He expressed happiness with the efforts being made by the Minister of Health in ensuring that vaccination services are brought closer to the people.
Time is now. We need to get back to normal life. Look at our friends in Europe. Life is normal. There's a new wave that is coming. Let us receive the vaccine. The President has indicated the Ministry of Health is doing its best to make sure that its people, the people of Zambia, are protected from this pandemic that has hit the world. My retainer is vaccinated. My both retainers are vaccinated. Half of the chiefdom are vaccinated. Information is there at the district health at Mbila district.
The University Teaching Hospital UTH has introduced identity cards for bedsiders at the hospital in a bid to control the number of people accessing the facility. Hospital Public Relations Manager Natalia Mashikolo says the hospital has been having more than 2 bedsiders, which is causing congestion in the hospital wards. Details in this report.
It has now become a requirement for all bedsiders to show for the hospital identity cards when accessing the wards at the University Teaching Hospital UTH. This is in a quest to help reduce congestion in hospital wards in view of the high COVID cases being recorded. All bedsiders have been issued with IDs which they're supposed to produce before they enter any ward. The hospital is only allowing 1 bedsider per patient.
And with the new cases that are coming up, so what we've done, this is just one of the ways to tell people that, look, not supposed to be by the bedside, there's only 1 person. And if you don't have this card, as a hospital, management is mandated let you not sit by the bedside. And anybody who's found by the bedside without card, meaning they are not the one on the bedside for the patient, and we just have to let you go. And so we are appealing, we've done it politely, we continue to say that please, the hospital is highly infectious.
However, hospital management is now concerned with some bedsiders that are walking away with the hospital identity cards.
We do face challenges because you find that some of them, they actually go away with them. Instead of, the idea that when you have this card upon discharge, you're supposed to leave this card. It's the property of the hospital. But then some people will go away with these cards. So it is that we still have to keep on printing, which is a cost on our part, but we'll ensure that these cards are retained.
Some patients talked to say the cards have helped in ensuring patients are being cared by one sider.
Manje masiku ano jatandi maningi tubambiri bafuna jabomzi chifuwa ja kuti COVID.
The identity cards have been colored according to the ward one is seeing a patient in. Mafana ZNBC News, Luska.
You're watching ZNBC News, and just now we take a break. We have more stories coming up on the other side. Keep watching. Be back shortly.
Team, the trajectory of the business looks very positive, and it looks like we'll be able to launch the country.
There's so much data.
Mom?
Yes, baby.
It says here, global warming and climate change is caused by the pollution from careless activities of human beings.
Wow!
Son, do you know I can turn my phone into a TV remote?
How's that possible?
So easy. Check this out.
Be smart, be fast with mega data from Zamtel.
Get your 15 GB mobile data for only 100 kwacha, 30 GB mobile data for only 200 kwacha, and your 70 GB LTE data bundle with free Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Visit our Facebook page, website, or service centers countrywide for more information. Zamtel, your digital lifestyle partner.
Babe, I'm at KFC. Do you want anything?
I'm actually not that hungry, babe.
I'm actually not hungry, babe. Coming right up.
Are you sure?
I just ate.
Adantra, I just ate. Got it.
But
I'm fine. Don't get anything.
Try the new KFC Duo Bucket. 4 delicious pieces of KFC chicken, 8 zinger wings and chips. The perfect sharing meal for 2.
See you now, babe.
I'm for move. Now yes, I'm baby. Kamu la tunwe. Pego ba tu
Made for all, made for life.
In our quest to serve nations and develop Africa, Savenda is investing in the agriculture sector so as to produce supply for both local and international markets, housing over 12,000 pullets that are nurtured and fed with our locally made stock feed that comes from our own locally grown maize and soya beans, all processed from our recently installed milling and mixing plant. Our over 95,000 layers have an output capacity of over 1,500 trays of fresh eggs per day that are carefully selected and packaged for all the leading stores and supermarkets nationwide. Our greenhouses are fitted with the latest irrigation system, and the seedlings nurtured to ensure only healthy plants reach the fields. With our deliberate planting schedule, we are better placed to supply constantly without interruption, thus reliable. Savenda Farms is also changing life of its dedicated workforce drawn to the local community and beyond. So the next time you think fresh and green, think Savenda Farms.
Come to Fidelity Stores now for gas stoves, coated pots, chefing dishes, mixers and blenders, and so much more. Available at all Fidelity Stores outlets. Fidelity Stores, quality goods, affordable prices.
Okay, I hate being late, but I'm so good at it. Yes, I've heard all quotes about punctuality, but sometimes I just can't keep up with everything and I get really exhausted. I also need to think of how to get where I need to be. An alternative to beat the clock would be the answer to all my prayers. An alternative to beat the clock is all I've ever prayed for. And finally, I found it. Thank you, Orlando Taxi, for getting me there on time. Orlando, Zambia's #1 taxi app. Download the Orlando app on Google Play Store and the App Store. Orlando Taxi, quick, safe, and reliable.
Thank you so much for staying with us. We continue with the news. Northwestern Province Permanent Secretary Ken Grandson Katambi has called on the Zambia Correctional Service in the province provide services that will transform inmates. Speaking when he toured the Lwakanda Open Air Prison, Ken Katambi said he is happy with the farming activities that are taking place at the facility. Here's a report.
They spend their nights here. They serve their various sentences. Lwakanda Open Air Prison in Solwezi is known for its farming activities. The 38 inmates here are mainly empowered with farming skills.
Is cultivating, planting 8 hectares of white maize and 30 hectares of soya beans. Facility garden. We have cabbage, we have green maize, and Chinese cabbage at the facility.
At provincial level, the Zambia Correctional Service is cultivating over 300 hectares of white maize.
Coming season, the region is cultivating 365 hectares of maize,
150 hectares of soybeans, sorghum for 10 hectares, the groundnuts 10 hectares.
However, it's the welfare of inmates that is worrying government.
Our job, we have been put here to come and share burdens, challenges with you. So what we are planning now is that here we are going to send somebody to see best we can do in terms of sanitation. We want to send somebody here.
Yes, sir.
A slab. Okay? The human beings at Central, it's not something that requires millions of patch. I blamed my officer in charge there. Let us start being innovative, using initiatives.
Later, the PS interacted with inmates.
Vakwenu vatambwa ne madirizi ya kaupenta ya kusunga ng'ombe noti bena ukeba mfuma muno kuyisebenziro vomwe nge wayire kuna asho patu bakwa pano mze pasoti ke.
Entourage also visited White Maize Field at the facility. Lupindula Mwewa, ZNBC News, Solwezi.
Department of Immigration in Lusaka has rounded up 216 people of different nationalities for various immigrant offences. This during a cleanup operation conducted in various parts of the Lusaka yesterday with support from other security wings. Immigration Public Relations Officer Namati Shinka confirmed this to ZNBC News in Lusaka today. Mr. Shinka said that of 16 persons picked during the operation, 67 were released unconditionally after screening 5 were mandated to report to immigration quotas for further formalities, and 1 was served with a notice to leave the country. Meanwhile, Mr. Shinka said the remaining 143 are detained pending further investigations and possible prosecution. Kasama District Commissioner Elizabeth Goma has called on the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit to help reconstruct a 1-by-3 classroom block at Chimali Primary School in Kasama District, which has been destroyed by the rains. Ms. Goma says the situation at the school is desperate, knowing that the damage to the school has resulted in pupils learning under trees. Here's a report.
This is what has remained of Chimalilo Primary School in Kasama District after the only classroom block collapsed due to heavy downpour. Pupils at the school have been left with nowhere to learn from, but desire to learn is still in them. Kasama District Commissioner Elizabeth Goma, who was accompanied by Kasama Mayor Teresa Kola, toured the school to check on the damage.
This new Dawn government, under the leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema, is very passionate about education. And I'm sure before the schools open, we need to construct this one. So that look at the children, they're just too pretty. Because if we don't do anything, all children will just be laughing at home, which is not good.
Really, it is a disaster on the community of Chadilo to make sure that this school is built in the shortest possible time, because this is the only infrastructure of a school there is in this community of Chimadilo.
The two government officials also interacted with the children and encouraged them to continue coming to school as government want them to be educated. And Kasama District Education Board Secretary Andrew Piri had an appeal to authorities in the district.
My humble request and appeal to government, especially through DMMU, is that we should have something temporal, so the learning process should not be disturbed. But I'm happy that the President is here, represented by our District Commissioner. I'm sure this has been gotten into the diary of the President through our District Commissioner.
Reporting for Zanis in Kasama, Adafeti Munkondia.
Watching ZNBC's menus, and now we take another break. We have more coming up shortly. Keep watching. We'll be back shortly.
know.
We are entering the festive season, but the fourth wave of COVID-19 is also fast approaching. What can you do to protect yourself and your loved ones? Get vaccinated. Encourage family members and friends 8 years and older to get vaccinated too. Vaccination helps to prevent severe COVID-19 illness and death. If you and I are vaccinated, we not only protect ourselves and others, we also help to prevent the economy from slowing down and safeguard our livelihoods. Anyone who is 18 years and above, including pregnant and breastfeeding mothers, can safely get vaccinated. As part of the vaccination drive, Ministry of Health healthcare workers are bringing the vaccine closer to you, to your homes, places of worship, and workplaces. Please welcome them. Remember, the 5 good rules still apply. Get vaccinated. Fight COVID-19. Protect Zambia. Safe choice. Smart choice. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with USAID Discover Health with the support of the American people through the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, and U.S. President's Emergency Plan, AIDS Relief, PEPFAR, and the World Bank.
Choose the right sanitary pad can boost your confidence to a new level. My choice is Soft Care pads. Soft Care makes you feel free, safe, and comfortable.
Soft Care has breathable hose that absorb fast and keep you dry. Its player is made from premium quality cotton that offers you ultra soft comfort and protection.
Soft Care sanitary pads contain natural fragrance to leave you fresh and confident. Soft Care sanitary pads, confidence in a pack.
Deborah, have you connected to the wire on the bus? It's fast, amazing. I've just downloaded my books and I'm about to complete the series. It's nice too, me.
No, I'm actually watching a reality show. He's about to propose. Oh, so sweet.
Make your trip seem short yet comfortable and safe when you use the UBZ luxurious fully air-conditioned coaches that come with Wi-Fi for your gadgets, charging facilities, comfortable seats that recline to offer extra resting posture, safety seatbelts, adjustable reading lights for each traveling client, and of course, clean flushing toilets, your convenience. So travel in luxury and safety with UB's luxurious coaches. UBZ will always take care.
Hello, sir. How can I help you?
One fruticana, please.
So English. Kambani mchinyanja mutendizeni.
Funako fruticana imozi.
Sinima vera chinyanja.
Bati mbachinyanja.
Wo? Ogasoni eh? Ugasoni adi eh? Rogwane tida. Bokwe maige.
Don't just spit for yourself. Fruticana. Share the juice. Share the joy.
The Zambia Library Cultural and Youth Center for the Visually Impaired has appealed to government through the Ministry of Community Development to help with the completion of a library at Chifwema Resettlement for Blind. The library, whose work started years back, has stood for some time now due to lack of adequate funding. Let's get details in the following report.
This is a library for the visually impaired under construction in Chifwema Resettlement for the Blind in Fiwa District. The visually impaired are keen to ensure contribute to the library for visually impaired has told due lack of funds. The Ministry of Community Development has taken interest and has toured the facility.
Tachametaburira kwa ministry ifwe kutirati development yamasano kuendera pamoja simamene so therefore ministry tabwera timulangizeni ati vene vichitika no sindiye kuti muli mweka tiziva for ministry na mazapidi pamodzi nakuti chichaka chibwera 2022 atatatamika vambiri maningi vefuna tisevenzera pamodzi.
Wilfred Chiwe, a well-wisher, donated this piece of land for construction of the library.
Every day to the body now is that dissolve. You put another dissolve. Yes, the body is that dissolve. Libraries are free. If you don't get support, there will be some beneficial. Yeah, you know, when value of food at library. Catch the paper but right.
Please make sure this facility is completed in good time in case of eventualities. Thought it wise to bring this library to Fuema because Chilene and Lusaka are not the only places with blind people, and the traditional leadership is for funds will be secured to complete this facility. I feel privileged as a traditional leader to have this library in my area. Apart from improving literacy levels among the blind, library like this one help raise funds through the transcription of literature in Braille. Ephraim Chiluba, ZNBC News, Kafue District.
The Zambian National Farmers Union has advised farmers to be on the lookout for pest outbreak as the country continues to experience a dry spell. ZNFU Public Relations Officer Kelvin Calais says farmers need to scout the fields and watch for any possible pest outbreak, such as the fall armyworm. He said this when he featured on ZNC's Farmers Program last night. And Zambia Meteorological Department Director Edson Nkonde reiterated the country's is experiencing a change in climate. Therefore, it is important for farmers to constantly equip themselves with information on the weather patterns from the Department for Planning. It said the department is really available and accessible for information on weather pattern in the country. And small farmers of Malime Village in Livingstone's Kasia Ward are worried that the dry spells being experienced in the area may affect food security for most households that depend on farming for a living. Get the details in the following report.
By this time of the year, these fields should have had maize growing at a reasonable length. But this year, some fields in my village in Livingstone's Kasia Ward are still not prepared for planting for 2021-2022 farming season due to lack of rain. The farmers in the area are worried that the dry spells may affect their food security next year. In the past years, during period, farmers would have already planted their maize. We are scared to plant the maize because we are uncertain about the pattern.
If the rains don't come by 15 January 2022, we won't plant because we won't manage harvest on time.
The farmers who highly depend on gardening say they cannot sustain their gardens because the source of water, the Nansanzo River, has also dried up.
We don't have water sources here and the rains have delayed this year.
There is no water in the river for us to water our gardens. They are appealing to the government to put boreholes in the area to enable them grow their vegetables in the absence of the rains.
What we need are boreholes powered either solar or wind for us to effectively manage our gardens.
The little gardens the farmers were hoping to get surplus vegetables for sale are also drying up. Angela Limonya, ZNBC News, Livingstone.
Lusaka Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Robert Malata has called on the church to continue involving youth in development programs. Speaking at the investiture ceremony for the 7-day Advent Church Northern Conference Zambia government complex in Lusaka, Mr. Kamalata urged the youth that integrity should be their guiding ride. Here's a report.
Youths have been urged to have a vision if they are to make it in life, as leadership without a vision is dead. Lusaka Province Deputy Permanent Secretary urged the graduating youths leadership skills from the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Northern Conference Zambia, that they must be accountable if they are to make it in life. He says youths like the graduating from the Seventh-day Adventist Church should be recognized, listened to, appreciated and involved in matters which can use their spiritual being and boost on developmental capacities in life.
They are encouraging you among the qualities that you should have The first one, you must be honest and you must have integrity. Without being honest, ladies and gentlemen, beloved brothers and sisters, you are going to fail in your duties. You must always be honest and must always carry through the integrity.
Northern Zambia Union Conference President appreciated the youths in building strong ties in the church.
So for the leaders that are being awarded, it's important because they are enhancing their skills in leadership and other endeavors, and also it enhances their spirituality because they have to learn on how to culture leadership into other young people. So this is very important for us. And we think that once the youth are well equipped, then you have age.
It's no longer fashionable to only mention good intentions of the youth, but to take action in improving their leadership skills. Tovi Ngombe, Zanis, Baka.
Congratulations to the 7th youths being awarded. And we go for another break. We have more stories coming up. Keep watching.
Zona wakonyala mangozola milota pangapulani manje dzachidabwaji apa bafika nofika vanhu
abanja libinzi ameno
anti unari kupuwa kwandichitisa manyazi
naluwa kuti nina kaka romi risalimu
mahona uchembele wanu mwaiva
neze naluwa nawe zola chabe
uyu ndiye UGKG ni wamene uyu
Romi atipulu musa weoka
anteo protect and nourish skin with Romeo glycerin.
Dear Santa, I just have one wish this time. Please come a little early this year. I miss the celebrations.
You don't need to wait for Santa to get this wish fulfilled. Bata already has Christmas surprises in store for everyone. Visit nearest Bata store to usher you into Christmas festivities early this year. Merry Christmas from Bata.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Kuchipati kwetienda boy Thomas wakabati kuli speed trap boy chomisa dotu speed trap ipimisa patu uza
ni binzi yonawe kubeboy huku kulilie
hygienics iseni muna wachisambile no elo bale bayinda
ofisaka baoneka bacha aggravated bathing up munasambira ko hygienic soap
okay tamwa yeshwa tema James ya nomba yakudiri ngani imwe bakapyo pyo
muziba chape ma smart TV na ma smartphone imwe hygienics ni smart soap mandela im pampi
ko police madam
come hygienics and gather them
yeni mkasambe kalkujumbu. You are under some in the laws of hygienics.
Hygienic soap is a powerful antibacterial soap with active silver technology formulated to kill 99.9% of germs.
Hygienic soap. You are safe in our hands.
1 for the apple, 2 for the grapple, 3 for the pine, 4 for the berry, 5 for the orange, bum 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 bay. See, I like to party with the guys with the happy. This thing is sweet in my body. See, it's taking me higher.
Happy apple, happy pine, happy grapple, me feel so fine. Happy apple, happy pine, happy grapple make me feel so fine. That's the real fruit.
And now introducing Happy in a can. What is C-Shot 500? A vitamin C drink packed with everything your body needs to stay healthy. C-Shot contains 500 milligrams vitamin C and is infused with immune, a natural yeast beta-glucan proven to promote better physical, mental, and immune health. C-Shot 500 protects your body from cold, flu, and everyday fatigue, giving you the energy to do more. Don't get caught by common illnesses. Rise and shine with immunity and make every day a great one. C500, your daily dose of vitamin C.
And finally, in sports news, the Zambian strongwoman Nico Moyo has called for government to support in making weightlifting a popular sport in the country. Moyo says strongman competitions are still gaining momentum in the country, but that the future cannot be guaranteed without government support. Uson Molinda now reports.
I'm a strongman athlete. I actually started this year.
She is the first female Zambian to win gold as a strongman athlete. Nicole Moyo recently took part in the Africa's Strongman Championship and came out as #1. Having started training this year as a strongman athlete and winning a top award, Moyo has called for government support to popularize the sport in Zambia.
Strongman is not really popular in Zambia as compared to other countries, and we have a lot of people trying to join, but the major challenge we have is funding. We literally have no funding because most of our competitions happen outside the country. So even the Africas we had recently, a lot of people couldn't come because of funding. I had to struggle to get my funding, so it would be nice if it would be recognized.
Moyo has also called on government to take a keen interest in the sport because many strongman athletes have the potential to put Zambia on the map.
And they are not sponsored by the government whatsoever. And they're trying to do all sorts of work to get there. So it would be nice if the government took an interest because it's a really big sport out there.
The gold medalist has also shared words of encouragement for those that wish to join the sport.
Don't give up on anything. If something is in your heart, go for it. And that's the fire I decided to go for, and this is what it got me. I had to thrive. To be recognized. I had to thrive. So don't give up and don't listen to what people say. Do what you have to do for you. And if you want to join us on Strongman, please follow us, and we are welcome, a big family.
Moyo says she gets to be one of the best athletes to present Zambia at major tournaments in the coming years.
Away with the city bragging rights with Ron Sate Kampamba's goal, ruled offside by referee Rodley Kinkoe. Now, Nkana came back in the second half, putting more pressure, and this paid off when Gori Takuzwa scored to beat power goalkeeper Sebastian Mwange to consolidate the lead. At the end of the day, it was Nkana that walked away 3 most important points with Power's new coach, Mwenya Chipepo, conceding the red side of the town were a better side. Meanwhile, in the English Premier League, Zambia's support to Leicester City Football Club, Pat Daka, was on the score sheet game against Newcastle United at King Power Stadium. That scored in the 57th minute, make it 2-0, and assisted James Matson in the 85th minute, a game that saw Leicester City win 4-0 to move to the 8th position on the table. Daka played the full 90 minutes in the Scottish Premiership. Fashion Sakala made an assist for our Fernando Morelos, who slotted in an early opener in the 9th minute for Rangers. Rangers extended their winning league after a blistering first-half attack display and them a 2-0 victory at Hearts. And that sporting item wraps up news. Thank you so much for watching. But before we go, let's take a quick look at the stories that made headlines. Government says the procurement industry needs to redeem itself from the tug of corruption. The Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts has launched Youth Empowerment Scheme targeting 2,000 youths countrywide. And the University Teaching Hospital, UTH, has introduced identity cards for bedsiders at the hospital. And finally, in sports news, Zambia's strong woman, Nico Moyo, has called for government support, making weightlifting a popular sport in the country. And so that wraps up the news. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Collins Muyenga, and the sign language interpreter was Ruth Mukuma. It's compliments of this season. For watching ZNBC, it's bye for now.
Nyanu ya mama ningi. Nga ibwera liti.
No problem. Kuri ma feminine cats. Kuri, you know, here.
Mulam. Naka pink.
Mulam.
Mam. Mulam mbicha bebo no bati.
I'm okay. Do I look sick? Why?
Timba na bokwa ze pamaliro so aba. Bati mwambera tibado ni mai.
Mairo.
Nasi ndeze shota tsachuka kuchabeza tipangono tipange programu.
But the way I found you, mikumbata no mikumbata.
Awe mlamu, awe swana nikumbata ko mlamu. Nitumbi anapali bana wanga 7 mlamu chirunga mobile.
That beside the point. You know very well mama tukuli COVID. COVID-19 is real. And you're standing less than 30 centimeters from his face. You're not wearing mask. I doubt if you even hold your hands.
Kaida bani wa brother bakuchechwa wanati uzati. You are healed by faith, you are healed. So hapa mnamu tita exercise faith jana tipunza wa pastor kuchechi by faith we are healed.
You are in a faith ikala paishi. Mnamu tamusho kwa fuma. You don't know it's come. Mda is ne pepe samda. Akupere ni COVID akupana hapa muye mulari kama na bro. Is it worth it?
Banveka hivyo.
Is it necessary that you should go there? Do you know where everyone who's there has come from? These traditions, some of them we're following blindly. We are living under new normal. People there are not even observing social distance. They are not masking up. They are washing out their hands.
Amukai maliro nikulirana. Ukioneka musho kutuba kutali babwera iso mabazi Steve. Maliro mlamu mza mwendana za kulirani mlamu.
Shakabeko. But the truth is, let's do away with cultures that we don't really understand. It is dangerous how everyone gathered there at the funeral. They've come from different places. Do you know where they've come from? Without masks, without social distancing, not even washing your hands. You've heard how people are dying. You've seen all this. COVID is real.
Awezona mlamu.
Ziko mkwambiri mdana. Iwe ikala.
No mdana ni kwa upepesa mdana.
Upepesa kumsanga na wikatawa mlamu hapa tufungue upepesa.
Mlamu ngani sile. Mlamu msani. Mlamu msala kulimwa mabwere video kule sele ndio. Chiko chango mangira mangia na mangishi. Uti mnyambe ngani visile pa mene.
Mlamu. Pandi choma mangishi, you want to go and kill my brother.
Mlamu visile mene hapa sababu ina.
What if this man has brought it?
Mlamu na papata. Mlamu yongani abaisi ni vasila basi.
Na chodopo kudala mdala.
Wewe mlamu na mwana tumina basi mlamu mzakula madrink ya lisi.
You want to bribe me? You've heard what I've told you. There's no friend.
One Zambia, one ship.
Life, yeah, kosa. Ale vinto vonze ptive vichitike. Pala wenkondo. Pala wonkoro isha. Luisha. Takabem chita pinga matawa imposere chita. Kodi fontrila combat.
Combat Energy Drink. Energy to conquer.
The government of the Republic of Zambia, through Water Resources Management Authority, WARA, has realigned and eliminated all application and registration fees for domestic boreholes. Effective 1st January 2022, all persons who to drill domestic boreholes no longer be required to pay any fee. However, registration for existing